Marrow Creek had always been a quiet town. No crime, no secrets, or so they thought. On the morning of October 9th, the town woke up wrong. Everyone woke up confused, disoriented. Doors were left open. Pets were missing. People stepped into kitchens they didn't recognize, wearing clothes they hadn't gone to bed in. Every digital clock, on phones, microwaves, dashboards, was frozen at exactly 9:12 p.m. No one remembered what happened the night before. Not one person. And worse, one person didn't wake up at all. Her name was Eliza Trent, 26, a school counselor. Beloved. She was found near the Miller barn just before dawn, barefoot in the grass. No wounds, no blood, no explanation, just gone. Sheriff Daniel Brooks, 44, stood over her, numb with disbelief. Eliza had helped his daughter through depression just a year ago. She wasn't just a name in a report. She was family. And her death reopened a wound he thought had closed years ago. His own wife, Cynthia, had vanished without explanation 15 years earlier on the same night. October 9th. The town came alive in fear. Jared and Colleen Turner, a couple known for hosting weekend barbecues, woke up in different houses. Colleen had scratch marks down her back. Jared's shoes were caked with mud, and neither knew why. At the diner, people compared their lost time over cold coffee and trembling hands. Someone had driven their car into a tree overnight. Another found a burn mark on their ceiling shaped like an open eye. And in the church sanctuary, Reverend Mathis discovered all his red candles melted into a perfect spiral on the altar. The only thing left standing, an old Bible open to Revelation 16 verse 10. And the kingdom was plunged into darkness. People gnawed their tongues in anguish. Eliza's autopsy found no cause of death, no heart failure, no trauma, but her eyes, her pupils were dilated, locked in terror, as if she saw something in her final moments no one else was meant to see. That afternoon, Theo Vance, the 29-year-old cemetery groundskeeper, came forward, shaking. She came to see me the night before, he said. She found government documents buried in the archives beneath Town Hall. About the lake. About something they tried to erase. Daniel leaned in. Erase what? Theo whispered. Memory. They were trying to test memory erasure on an entire town. The name on the documents, Project Liminal. Back in 1971, Marrow Creek's founders had struck a quiet deal with a private defense contractor. In exchange for funding and cognitive stimulus systems, the town would unknowingly participate in memory and perception experiments. But it had gone too far. One test, Test 912, had to be buried. Literally. According to Eliza's notes, that's when the town experienced the first forgotten night. Files vanished. Witnesses disappeared. And the few who remembered? They died. Including Eliza's mother, a fact no one in town seemed to recall. Except for Eliza. Daniel and Nurse Mara Evans followed her trail to the abandoned military bunker near Marrow Lake. Inside, monitors blinked to life without power. One screen played a looped video, Eliza walking into the lake under moonlight. And in the water behind her, something moved. Not fish, not fog. A figure. Faceless. Glowing faintly. Its body clock-like, ticking without sound. On the wall, written in red. She remembered. She woke it. Then the screen glitched, and Eliza turned to the camera and whispered, "It knows you're watching." The feed cut to black. That night, at 9:12 p.m., the town's clock stopped again. And people started screaming. Colleen Turner ran into the street sobbing. "It's in my head. It's in all of us." Dozens reported hearing voices. Loved ones, lost relatives, even themselves, whispering impossible things. A man named Clay Riggins claimed to have murdered someone the night before, but there was no body, no evidence, and no memory. Only a blood-stained note in his freezer. "Bury her before sunrise." Theo disappeared 2 days later. His cabin was found ransacked. His final journal entry read, "I dug under the barn. There's a vault," with dozens of names scratched into the concrete. Eliza's was the last. Mine is next. If you wake up remembering, run. Daniel searched Eliza's attic and found a USB drive labeled Liminal 912. The only working file showed Eliza sobbing. They call it a test. It's not. It's a summoning. The more we forget, the stronger it becomes. But when we remember, it feeds. It retaliates. A shadow moved behind her. She didn't flinch. If I disappear, don't let the town forget again. It can only take one at a time, until we all remember. She smiled faintly and whispered, I'm not afraid anymore. The next week, a 5-year-old boy named Mason, the only child in town untouched by the blackout, started speaking in whispers. In sleep. In tongues. He recited exact dates and times of missing persons reports from decades past, then said, they're still under the lake. They're not dead. Just dreaming. Daniel went to the lake that night, alone. And he swore he saw someone beneath the surface. Floating. Eyes open. Mouth moving as if trying to speak. It looked like Cynthia. Weeks later, he discovered a voicemail left on Mara's clinic line. Time-stamped 9:12 p.m. on the night she vanished. It was Mara's voice, distant and trembling. They made us forget for a reason. But I see them now. I see what we were never meant to see. Daniel, whatever happens, don't follow me. 1 year later, October 9th, fog blanketed the town. During the annual Harvest Festival, the lights in the square flickered. Every speaker turned to static. At exactly 9:12 p.m., everyone stopped dancing, stopped eating, just stared blankly ahead. Then silence. And when the lights returned, the mayor's daughter, Sarah Whitman, was gone. No one had seen her leave. Her half-eaten caramel apple was still on the table. Mara Evans was next. In her place, a single sunflower and a handwritten note on her bed. I woke up remembering. I hope you never do. The town buried her next to Eliza. But when the funeral ended, people noticed something chilling on the back of her headstone. Subject 27, compliant memory erasure, failed. Daniel Brooks tried to leave Marrow Creek. He packed his bags, got in his truck. At the county line, his GPS blacked out. His radio played only static. He blinked and found himself parked back in his driveway. That night, his hands were covered in dirt. The recorder beside his bed had a single new file, his own voice. Sobbing, repeating, please don't remember. Please don't remember. Please. It's inside me now. The government never came. The files were gone. And the townspeople? They moved on. Sort of. Because deep down, something was changing. People smiled a little too wide, laughed at things that weren't funny, and avoided mirrors, especially at 9:12, because they weren't afraid of what they'd see. They were afraid of what might be watching back. Because the night everyone forgot wasn't an accident. It was a sacrifice. Check the time. It's always 9:12. So many things can go wrong when man or scientist try to play with the timeline. Imagine being in a loop or this kind of situation just because some people are experimenting. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button.